at actonlincoln.com.
My dream was to work in commercial banking. I acquired a college degree. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
If your home heating system is making strange noises or just doesn't work like it should, call your friends at Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating. Sign up for Bryant's exclusive ESP service protection plan. You'll get twice annual complete and thorough service on all brands, and you'll never pay overtime charges on evenings, weekends, or holidays. Schedule your heating check today and ask about Bryant's ESP plan to save money. Call 467-1111 or go to Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
Problem gambling affects millions of Americans daily, of all ages and walks of life. If your loved one is struggling with addiction, contact Choices Treatment Center's 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300. That's 402-476-2300.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. It's a new year, and Fairway has deals this week like 93% lean ground beef for just $4.99 per pound, USDA choice beef rump roast for $3.99 per pound, buy 2 8-ounce bacon-wrapped turkey broils for $7, or buy 10, get 5 free on all-natural boneless pork ribeye chops. Your new year starts at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Welcome in to the Get Your Happy On Hour, featuring former Husker receiver Ricky Simmons.
Welcome to the Get Your Happy On Hour show. I'm your host, Ricky C. Simmons on 93.7 The Ticket. You know, before I get started, I want to say I'm very thankful for everyone that can hear me right now, because that means you had a safe holiday season, and that makes me happy. You know, I want to give a big shout out to Matt Warner and his team out there, Empire Fencing, man, in Waverly. Those people are special. I mean, you talk about a company you can work for that really makes you feel welcome. That's the place. So big shout out to Matt Warner, man. You keep doing big things, and just know, man, that I appreciate all the love and support that you give me. For all of you guys out there listening, I want y'all to know something. I got a guest tonight. Man, this is a very special guy to me. He's not only one of my teammates from college, but just a special individual, and he's done a lot of interesting things in life, and we're going to get into all of that, but I just want to give you a little heads up and say I'm excited about my first show of 2024. My guest tonight, his name is Dave Rimington. Some of you football fans may have heard of this young man. He had just a tad of success at Nebraska and beyond. But I want to know, do we have Dave over there?
I'm here. Here.
How you
Click
doing?
it or ticket, baby. I'm here.
Hey, man. Well, first of all, let me say thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. I know you got a lot going on, especially this coming weekend, and we're going to get into that. But I kind of want to go back to the beginning because a lot of people know who Dave Rimington is if you're a Husker football fan, but they don't really know Dave like I know Dave. So we got to go back. I'm going to ask a few questions, Dave, and I appreciate as much honesty.
Better get a drink of water on this one, huh?
I appreciate
That's
as much
the question.
honesty as I can get. Hey, Dave, so you're down in Florida, is that right?
Yeah, I'm in the Destin area. It's a place called Niceville.
Okay.
It's a little bit north of Destin. So.
Okay. Well, Dave, for the viewers and the listeners out there tonight, share with us where you grew up.
Well, I'm a South Omaha guy.
What?
Yes, sir. I went to Omaha South, Indian Hills Junior High School, Omaha South, and then on to Nebraska. But my father worked in the packing house for 30 some years. So,
wow,
I'm a South Omaha guy.
Well, Dave, let me ask you.
South Omaha guy.
Let me ask you this, Dave. What made you choose Nebraska?
Oh, it was a slam dunk. I mean, I went on a few recruiting trips just because I never flew in a plane before. I was like, oh yeah, well, Colorado wants to fly me in. I'm like, I'm in. I'll go. What the heck? But I knew from day one what I was going to do because Nebraska was my. I'm one of those guys that 1969 Sun Bowl beat Georgia. Then they went into won the national championship for a couple of years in a row. So. This was something that I knew if I got the chance to play at Nebraska, it was going to be the place for me.
Now, so Dave, when you came to Nebraska right off the bat, though, you didn't have a lot of success as a freshman, did you?
Well, I did make the varsity as a freshman, but I went into the Hawaii game and I made the traveling squad, so I was real happy with that. But I went into Hawaii and I got in for 5 plays and I blew out my cruciate ligament, and so my season was over as a freshman after 5 plays. And when Coach Osborne came into the hospital and visited me, he goes, "Well, you did pretty good out there." I go, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "You went for 5 plays, you went the wrong way 3 times." So it wasn't an illustrious start, but so I have a lot when a young kid gets in there, things are so fast, And I remember. I thought I knew what I was doing, but it just didn't work out very well for that first game anyway.
Well, so Dave, now I know the answer to these questions, but I want you to answer them for everybody listening. Now,
okay, Ricky Simmons was the best wide receiver in Nebraska history.
Hey! Don't be giving away my secrets,
man.
Don't be giving away my secrets, Dave. Hey. Tell us, what was it like, man, actually winning the Outland? If I remember correctly, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you won it twice, right?
Yeah, I was lucky. You know what? When you have success as a team, the individual honors will come to you. And we had a really good rushing attack. We had, you look at Roger Craig, Mike Rozier, we had Shalene, we had we were loaded. I mean, Irving Fryer, Jamie Williams, Mitch Crank. You go up and down the line of scrimmage, they were all Americans all over the place, or potential all Americans.
Yeah, because I think Dean Steinkühler was in there somewhere too.
Big Dino was right next to me, protecting me. So I mean, you couldn't go wrong with these guys. Kurt Glazer, I could just go on and on with that offensive line. You got Randy Tice, he was a 3rd-team All-American, I believe. Everybody on that team was pretty much an all-conference guy or close to it.
Yeah, well, you almost had to be on that team.
Yeah, I mean, my senior year, we were 12-1, and we had a really kind of a bad call against us in Penn State that really lost us that game, and we could have been national champions.
Yeah, and I tell people about that, and I don't like to make excuses, but man, some things are just obvious. And it
was a tough game. They were good. They were a good team. We had, we had a couple games during that year. We played Missouri. It was close.
Right.
We played Hawaii. We didn't play that good. It seemed like every year I was there, it seemed like after Thanksgiving, there were a lot of guys who were disappointed because they didn't get the accolades that they thought they were going to get, and a lot of people thought they were going to get. And it seemed like at the end we played Hawaii. We didn't play very good. we played Oklahoma tough, but that was a tough game. And then we went into the Orange Bowl, and we had LSU, which is super tough team. And we won by 1 point. So we were wiping it. We were really doing well early, and then we had that tough game at Penn State, tough game at Missouri. Oklahoma was tough, and Hawaii we were losing at halftime, I believe. I mean, we didn't play a good deal. And then LSU, it was a tough, it was touch and go. We were 12-1, but I guess my point is that we were close to losing. We could have lost 4 or 5 games that year if things didn't turn out for us. And we were stacked, offense and defense. We were stacked as a team. So, and you guys went on the next year and just rolled everybody over too. So, I mean, it was.
Well, the thing is, a lot of people will talk about that year after you had already went to the league, and they'll say, well, why did they go for 2? Well, I mean, you'd have to be here to understand how we were built. We weren't.
I mean, there was no doubt that we were. I mean, I'm watching it from afar, and I'm like, they're going to go for 2. There is no way they're going to go for a tie. This is the most dominant football team I've seen all year. I mean, would they have done it this era of football where everything's more like pro football than college football? I don't know,
Yeah. But I mean, my mindset to this very day is, man, we didn't go down there to tie.
Yeah.
I mean, we wanted to win. So
I understand. That was not. There was not a doubt in my mind that what they were going to, what Coach Osborne was going to do. And unfortunately, it didn't work out for us, but it was the right thing to do.
Yeah. Well, I still stand by that to this day. I mean, a lot of people disagree with me, but that's okay. I still think it was the right call, and when I have the opportunity to talk to Coach Osborne about him, we still stand by it. Now, Dave,
we were very lucky to play in that era. I mean, there were so many good teams. I mean, we were either playing for the national championship or right in the hunt every year, and we were just very fortunate. Coach Osborne did a great job, always putting us in the best position to win.
And that's the one thing I don't think people really give him enough credit for, because every year he had to adjust.
Yeah. Well, when I came to Nebraska, we really had a tough time beating Oklahoma, and our whole, our existence there was like, we got to beat Oklahoma. We pretty much copied their offense out of the I formation, ran a lot of the same stuff. And then, we played, our defense was good enough because they were playing against a similar offense as Oklahoma, their wishbone, but we ran it out of the I formation, but they were able to adjust, and we started beating the heck out of those guys. I mean, they were Oklahoma still, they're a great team, but we competed, and then we started beating them on a regular basis.
I get an opportunity like twice a year to play golf down in Tulsa with a lot of former Sooners.
Well, I see you with Marcus Dupree a lot, right?
Yeah.
I was like, what a great job. What a great job. No wonder you're so happy. You get to play golf all the time.
But let me tell you, the funny thing is, like, I'll try to ask Marcus something like, hey, man, you want to use my little marker here to mark your golf ball, but it's a Nebraska emblem. He's like, no, I don't want that, man. I don't want that. And then, but here's the funny part.
Remember when Oklahoma used to come, it was like they come over to our stadium and they would throw frisbees around. There was no organized practice. Before the game, they're just jacking around, and then go out and we'd hang tough for 2 or 3 quarters. And the fourth quarter, and all of a sudden they just, okay, let's play. Boom. Yeah. Like, what happened?
But
they had such great talent, and Barry Switzer's a great coach, and they were just they had so many people that could play there.
Yeah, but the funniest part is I would always tell Marcus, I said, man, I really don't have a problem with OU, because thanks to OU, I went to 3 straight Orange Bowls, so I really have a lot of love for it.
We do have a little bit on them now. We can talk about it in our old age and say, we beat them.
Well, I mean, I have to say something, because they're always, they're still competitive, even on the golf course.
Yeah.
So some of those conversations get the they start reminiscing, So the only thing I can think of is, well, man, you guys are really nice to us. Y'all sent me to Miami 3 times in the winter in Nebraska. So Dave, now after you got done at Nebraska, you was drafted to Cincinnati. Is that right?
Yeah, Cincinnati Bengals. Yeah.
Okay, and how was it there? How long were you there?
I was there 5 seasons with the Bengals and then 3 seasons with the Eagles.
With the Eagles. And when you was with Cincinnati, that's where you hooked up with Boomer Esiason.
Yeah, we became good friends. He's a year younger than I am, and I was there. I was put out there as a true rookie to start as a center. It's pretty tough because I didn't really know the offense at all, and I didn't know that style of football. But they just put me out there, and it was kind of sink or swim. And so I did the best I could that first year, and I got the hang of it. And I just made sure, and I didn't really have a lot of guys who, being the youngest guy on the offensive line, it's kind of tough when you're supposed to be the guy who's making all the calls and everybody else around you was making the calls because I was brand new. And that's tough, but I learned pretty fast and got in there. And I made sure when Boomer came, I could see he was a great leader. And I was going to do everything I could to make sure that he was going to be comfortable and not get thrown in there like I got thrown in there early, and just because as a quarterback it can get you hurt because you're making some calls in there that if you don't watch it you can get blindsided. So as far as protection goes, and I tried to help him out with all the protection stuff, and sometimes he listened to me, sometimes he didn't. And I would go, I turned back after he got sacked. I told you so. You should have listened to me. But
but Dave, you guys became really close off the field too, if I understand.
Yeah, we were in the strike in '87 together. So that was a crucible for everybody involved. That was my last year really to play it. I was a rep with Boomer in the NFL strike, and that was the beginning of the end for me in Cincinnati. So,
okay.
And we had a bad season anyway. We had so much potential, and I think we lost the first game, we won the first game and lost the second. And we went on strike, and then we came back, and the whole thing just went to it was.
I got you.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this now: didn't you guys start a foundation or something, or you?
Well, Boomer's son. Okay, after I got done playing pro football, I went into coaching at Wisconsin. I was a graduate assistant with Barry Alvarez. Scott Reardon was a teammate of ours at Nebraska,
right.
And he asked me if I'd be interested in coming in and to help him in the weight room, and I said sure. So I went out there and got my master's degree paid for coaching football. I loved it. It's just I was not. Coaching football is a commitment, a serious commitment, and I was not ready to put that many hours in after I played it. 8 years of pro ball. I was like, I love this, but this is not where I want to be right now. And I went to school for business, and there's a guy down in Kansas, Lance Leipold. Lance and I were GAs together. We had a Nebraska connection with Coach Callahan. He was the offensive line coach at Wisconsin, and I worked with Coach Callahan. And so there was a lot of really serious coaches there, and I had a lot of fun there. And we ended up winning. They were a horrible team when I got there. They were horrible, and it's the reason that we won was because of Coach Alvarez and the coaches they had. They had an excellent coaching staff. A lot of those guys went on and coached in the pros. A lot of them did. And Coach Alvarez was a proven winner. He was one guy who could get in front of a team and get them ready to run through walls before a game. And there's not that many like that.
Right. Now you said after that though, you joined up with Boomer.
Well, after I went to Hong Kong after I got done with football because my wife was over there working. And so I went to Hong Kong, and Boomer asked me. He goes, "Hey, you're not really doing much over there." I was looking at import export stuff, so I was looking at business, and I said, "Not really." He goes, "Well, how would you like?" He said, "My son was just diagnosed with cystic fibrosis." He goes, he basically said, "You're one of the few guys I could trust on the football field, and one of the few guys I actually listen to." He goes, "Would you be willing? Would you be willing to help me out?" I said, "Sure." And so, it was a friendship, on the field and friendship off the field. We were, I worked for him, and I'm still working for him in a limited capacity now for 20, 30 years. So
Wow.
I talked to him, I go, you don't realize how long we've been friends. We've been friends since 1983 or 4. I said, that's pretty good. And we still talk to each other once in a while. So, that's pretty good when you're an old guy. It's like, yeah, we still, so we still get along. So, and I have a lot of respect for him and what he's done with his foundation. And
I just think that's special.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. And so the, cystic fibrosis became a big part of my life because of what I was doing with him. I was running his foundation. And then that's when the idea of the Rimington Trophy came about. It was an opportunity to come back home and shine some light on the center position, which at one time was really neglected. There wasn't a lot of guys who won the Outland or anything other than myself and maybe a few other guys. And so it was an opportunity to shine light on that position and then raise funds for cystic fibrosis. And this is our 25th year doing this, the Rimington, 24th year doing the Rimington Trophy, and I think we're close to $6 or $7 million raised. So it's been substantial. The stuff that we've been able to do. Well, and I said when I took the job over, I said we got 2 ex-NFL players doing this. This has disaster written all over it. I go, we got to be really careful. We got to be really tight with what we're doing. And he was, this was his legacy to his son, and we made sure we try to do as best we can to raise as much money as we can and put it in the right spot. So, it's worked out pretty well.
Well, you guys have been doing a great job, and I'm sure you still are. But look, Dave, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come right back with Dave Rimington. Don't you guys go anywhere on 93.7 The Ticket to get you happy on hour. We'll be right back.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
Ironhide Construction is hiring. They're looking for hardworking, self-motivated individuals who are team players. Ironhide Construction has openings for an experienced project manager, estimator, apprentice, skilled laborer, and erector or installer. They will train the right people and make sure you understand the position and requirements. At Ironhide Construction, it's own it, be honest, and do it right. Apply today and learn more about their other benefits at ironhideconstruction.com. where they're committed to you every step of the way.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Not many businesses can say they've made it 60 years, but Madsen's Bowling and Billiards can. With 12 bowling lanes and the biggest pool room in Nebraska, where else would you go to enjoy an afternoon or evening? There's a great daily specials like $2 Tuesdays, games of bowling, shoe rentals, draft beers, and tacos, all just $2 each. Have a delicious burger at EJ's Lounge before or after your bowling or pool session, and you'll leave satisfied. Madsen's Bowling and Billiards at 47th and Dudley.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers, and if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Don't allow uninvited guests to take over your home. Trust Bats to Rats for a peaceful and rodent-free living space.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career, or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
At Southeast Community College, community is our middle name. Our continuing education classes offer personal interest, traffic safety and licensing, online learning, and adult education classes across Southeast Nebraska, or online in your own home. Learn to ride a motorcycle, how to start a small business, how to dance, or take a course to advance in your current career path. See the full schedule of continuing education classes online at southeast.edu/continuing. SCC, your path to possible.
Step into healing at Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery. Our team of top-notch medical professionals turns pain into progress with state-of-the-art treatments and compassionate care. Visit prairieortho.com and discover the difference in quality orthopedic and plastic surgery services tailored to your unique needs. Your health matters, and Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery is dedicated to helping you thrive. Reach your full potential. Embrace a better tomorrow with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery.
Back to the Get Your Happy On Hour, featuring former Husker receiver Ricky Simmons.
Hey, we're back. Hey, Ben, can you tell me if anybody done timed in over there on that text line or social media, since I can't see that?
Oh yeah. We got on the Facebook stream, Brad Taylor is tuned in, and then Janae said, "Good dudes here."
What? Big shout out to Janae and Brad, Scott Taylor, Ernest Taylor Jr. in Forney, Texas. I appreciate that. And anything else over there?
Yeah. Then on the text line, Bryce said, "I have 2 children with CF. Love everything the foundation does."
Wow. Big shout out to Bryce, man. And you know what? I'm glad to hear that somebody's actually benefiting, man, because this is very important. Dave,
yes,
you with
sir.
me? We was talking about some of the things you're doing with the foundation. I just want to kind of go circle back and talk about the football thing just for a second with you. When you left Cincinnati, you went to the Philadelphia Eagles, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And you were there for 3 seasons, is that right?
Yeah, well, 2.5. I didn't make it through the whole third.
Well, no, I mean,
last one was kind of short.
Yeah, well, that's all right. You
got credit for it, though.
Yeah, you got credit. That's all that matters, man. But Dave, one thing I will say, man, is when you played, it was a different style of ball back then, and you had a lot of success. And I just want to basically publicly say I'm proud of you, man. Not only as a teammate, but as a friend. I mean, you not only did what you needed to do on the field, but you have done what you need to do off the field.
Well, thank you, Rick. I appreciate that.
Yeah, very proud of you.
I've tried to surround myself with great people, and I just kind of hang on for dear life and do the best I can, and it's worked out well so far.
Well, Dave, I want you to tell me, you had kind of briefly mentioned it, but how did you come up with the Rimington Award? I mean, what happened? I was getting interviewed. The man passed away, but he gave us the idea. He said, "You know what?" He goes, "I've interviewed a lot of people." He was a San Francisco Examiner or something. I can't remember the guy, but I could look it up real quick if you wanted me to. But he just said that he goes, "I've interviewed a lot of people," and then he looked at my bio. He says, "They should have an award named after you." I said, "Well, I never thought about that." And then he talked to Boomer, and Boomer, said, "Okay, we're gonna go with this," and here we are, 24 years later. So and it's turned out well, and I love coming back to the Rococo Theater every year, and I love going back to Lincoln. The weather's always I've always got my fingers crossed that the weather's going to be good,
And I'm checking the weather right now, thinking, man, I better bring my winter coat because it looks like it's going to get cold.
You're not going to be in Florida when you get here.
I know, but I love going back. Nebraska's my home, and it's just just going back and getting support. It's been a really, really fun thing for everybody, and especially me, and I get a chance to see all my old teammates. I try to get as many guys to come back as possible, and yourself, you've been the last probably 10 years. I mean, you've been coming for a while.
Yeah, well, I have a job when I come. I have to look after somebody that you bring back every year too.
Well, so we got a lot. I'm not going there. I love the guy. I'm just gonna let it go, man. I'm gonna let it go.
Well,
we have a lot of fun. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Well, who we were referring to is Mr. Mike Rozier. We have a lot of fun with Mike.
Mike's 1 in a million now.
Yeah, Mike's definitely different.
Mike, every year I ask him to come, and he's sure. No problem. Whatever you need. So he's been a great friend over the years. And the one thing about Mike is that he appreciates people who have helped him along the way. And as an offensive lineman, he always gave credit to us when we all knew that Mike was just a really incredible running back. If he got pulled out of the game most every game because we were so far ahead, and I'm thinking if Mike played every down like most of the running backs did, he'd have probably the record. He might still have the record. I don't know, but he is.
Yeah, I think he still has the record. But I agree with you. He thanks to you guys, he was able to come out though. Because
I think Mike, and he deserves credit there. I mean, he was an extraordinary running back. And we were blessed. Like, we had so many great running backs. Roger Craig, I mean, he was his backup or fullback or whatever you want to call it. I mean, he tried to do whatever to get two guys in there that quality.
When you start thinking about running backs in Nebraska, man, you got to start with I am hip. I mean, it goes way beyond that. But I mean, I think about people like Jeff Kenny.
Jeff Kenny, yeah.
Tony Davis. It's just
Tony.
Yeah. The list goes on and on. I mean, when you get to I am hip, Jarvis Redwine.
I'm in the process of getting Jarvis to come to Nebraska on next week if I can get him. Or actually, his son called me and he said, "Hey, is Jarvis invited?" I go, "He's always invited. He's got an open invite, man. Anybody that played at Nebraska, just let me know. We'll find a spot." So I'm hoping he can make it. I had no idea he was even in the Nebraska area. I thought maybe he was back.
Well, I know he's been out. He's been in California. Now, if he's back, that's news to me as well. But I tell you what, man. I mean, like I say, Jeff Smith. I can. Tom Rathman.
Jeff was. He was a running back when we were playing. I mean, it was like we were stacked all the way through. We had so many guys that could play.
I always make jokes about when we were here. I was like, you couldn't afford to get hurt.
I mean, they kept you on your toes for sure. I mean,
if you get injured, you might not get back in. Well,
I mean, when we played, it was you came in as a freshman. You were on the freshman or JV team or whatever you want to call it, and then the next year you were redshirted, and the following year you're there 3 years before you even touched the field. And it was understood. It was like you're not going to come in and play as an offensive lineman anywhere. You might as a skill position guy, but you are not going to come in as an offensive lineman and play at Nebraska year 1 or year 2. You're going to learn the system because we can't afford. We were the draft horses out there. You can't have your draft horses making mistakes all over the field. You can't have guys jump off sides. You can't have snaps going all over the place. You gotta have guys who are going to be steady. You gotta be probably you're there because you're more steady than you are talented. You're not going to make a mistake, And so you just could. If you went off sides, there was a good chance you're going to get pulled out of the game immediately for a play or two until somebody would yell at you and say, "Okay, get back in there." They weren't going to allow you to mess up, 2 or 3 plays in a row. Your butt was going to be on the bench,
Yeah, I think about Coach Fisher, and man, he would make y'all life miserable, man. When
we were drilled. I mean, we had the night before the game, we would go over these tests, and and do all this stuff. And it was legit. You had to know what you're doing, and you had to know what everybody on the offensive line was doing. It wasn't just yourself, especially as the guys in the middle. You kind of direct traffic. Even at that level, you're directing traffic, and so you really got to know what's going on all the time.
But one thing I can honestly say, man, we were prepared. We had no excuse.
I never, when I played at Nebraska, I never remember going to a game saying, "Oh wow, we might not win this game. These guys are playing against us are better than us." I'm like, no, there was never that. I mean, we might have lost games, but there was, it was usually something freaky that happened during the game. But we were able to compete, solidly every game, and usually excel and crush people. And that's what I like to do, And so they don't even want to come back out,
I was sitting there thinking while you was talking, I was like, man, sometimes on them away games, we'd be on the plane before we land in your city. We knew we were going to win. We just didn't know by how many.
That's true. I mean, we were that, we had the confidence and we were prepared. And the one thing about Coach Osborne, we were always put in the best position to do our job. There wasn't a lot of if we had a trick play, it wasn't put in 5 minutes before the game. It was we practiced it in the spring, and then we would, dust it off every once in a while and try it. And then we always we would only pull out those trick games. You could, if we were in trouble, we were going to put the fumble Ruski in or the Ruski, anything that ended with Ruski, it's you must not be doing good today.
Man, I mean, those were some very, very special times, man. And you're right. I mean, all the guys, everybody came, and it was like a job. I mean, everybody came in and did their job,
there was no transfer portal. There was no nil, which I wish there was nil, but there was nothing like that. You ate a ham sandwich illegally. You could get the whole team could go down the tubes when you had a ham sandwich. So the pendulum had swung the opposite direction, I'm not sure if I like what's going on with Neil. The collectives seem to it's almost like pro football.
Well, it's like free agency.
Yeah, exactly. And you get mad, you're just oh, I'm going in the portal.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't even say it. They just send a text or do a tweet. But that's the change in times, and I get it. I mean, a lot of times
it was so, like I said, the pendulum was so strict and so stupid that you do something like somebody's going to give you a sandwich or do something. It's something really small, and it could just blow up in your face. And I think that happened to Eric Crouch, where he took a salmon, and I don't even know if he took a salmon. I don't know what happened, but it was they were talking about, I think the year that he won the Heisman, they're talking about he may not play for a couple of games because something stupid like that. Back then I would just shake my head, But,
well, they had some rules, and they was serious about them. I mean, it was no room for error. Yeah. And and the good thing about the coaching staff, they made sure that we was aware.
Everybody was on board with that because they knew we were good. We were a good team, and you didn't want to be the one that's going to screw the whole thing up. Something stupid. So everybody pretty much did what you had to do. But
Well, like I said, I wouldn't trade my playing time at Nebraska for anything because like I said, I got the chance to meet a lot of nice guys and and even better people that today I'm still friends with.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I've missed out on a lot because I've been out of the state for so long. I left as a 21-year-old guy, and I'm 64, so 63, 64 coming up here, and I've been away, so I get a chance to come back now and again. But I know that the guys who have played at Nebraska and stayed in Nebraska, they have the time of their lives at these games. They do, they talk about the old days and they do the tailgating and I've missed a lot of that, and I kind of feel bad about that.
But Dave, speaking of Nebraska, I noticed that you done something that a few years ago that I thought was very special, man. You stepped in when we didn't have an AD.
Well, that was a lot of fun for me. I enjoyed that. And I go, this is something I could do. And then by the end of it, I was like, God, get me out of here. This is stupid. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it, but it is something that you have to have. I was pretty long in the tooth when I did that. I was for a football player. I came back and I was like, do I really want to do something like this? And I knew I didn't. I had fun, but it was something that needed to happen. And I was just grateful that I had the opportunity to come back. And I just wish we would have won more, games. That was the thing. That's what was killing me, is going to, being in charge of a program and then the performance on the field wasn't where I wanted to be. But, I knew I was only going to be there for, a cup of coffee and a couple of donuts and I'm out of there, so there wasn't much I really could do.
Yeah. But, the fact is that you were available when we needed you. And
I'm grateful that they asked, and I was happy to be able to get the okay from Boomer to come down for I told it was probably be about a month or two, and I was able to fill that and get back to work.
Well, you did a wonderful job.
Thanks. I had fun. I like that whole AD suite deal. That was pretty cool. I was like, free food all night. What the heck is this? I loved it. I tell you,
it had some nice perks to it.
Yeah, it was like all the hot dogs you could eat for a whole game.
Well, Dave, let me ask you this here. You got the Rimington Award coming up this coming Saturday.
Yeah.
Can you tell us, or do we got to wait to find out who won the award?
Well, our winner is Jackson Powers Johnson from Oregon.
Okay.
The Ducks were 12-2 this year, and he was an awesome player. We also got Kevin Mawai coming in, and he's going to be the Gerald R. Ford Legends Award winner. And Kevin played at LSU, and then went on to the New York Jets, the Seattle Seahawks, and the Tennessee Titans. He played 16 years in the NFL and was All-Pro for 8 years, and he was inducted into the NFL Hall of Fame. So I'm real excited to see him. He was a New York Jet when I was in New York, so I'm excited to see him. We've got a couple of surprises for entertainment, and then Nate Otten out of Omaha. He's a UNO student. He's going to be our CF speaker, and we're excited. He's got a good story to tell, so we're really excited about having him in. We're hoping that the governor can make it again like he did last year, and I'm hoping that Coach Rule will be able to make it too. So we'll see. I don't know for sure if any of them are going to make it, but last year I was real surprised the governor was able to come in and seemed to enjoy himself. So hopefully he can make it again.
Yeah, well, Dave, it really is it's just a special night. I'm actually looking forward to it myself. It's just a special time to see people that you don't get to see every day. And
it's good to see all the old, we've had a lot of old football players from Nebraska attend, a lot of really great football players. One thing I'd like to add that we're going to have that's a little different. Each year we pick the top football players, centers, in the smaller divisions. So we'll have everybody from FCS to Division II, Division III, and NAIA come in. So we have 4 guys coming in that have won the Rimington Award. So I'm looking forward to that. That's a first that we were able to get all 4 of those guys. So I'd like to thank Jason Donnelly for helping us select these guys, because there's no way I could, I don't have that bandwidth to know everybody that plays the center position. But it's great to see, because these guys really appreciate it. They don't get a lot of recognition. And so that's a new thing for us this year. And we're hoping that everybody makes it and the weathers cooperate. So, I got my fingers crossed on that one.
Well, whether the weather cooperates or not, we're still going to show up and show out and have a good time. And I'm just really humbled just to be a small part of that, because it's a big deal, Dave. We try to have as much fun as possible, and like I said, getting all the old guys together and be able to tell some stories, and just make sure everybody's okay. That's one thing when you get older in this, and you see
your old teammates. You just want to make sure everybody's doing okay and everybody, hanging in there. I know it's tough when you're an old guy and you're playing the game, especially you played it at a high level. It takes a toll on your body. So you keep an eye out for everybody and make sure everybody's all right.
So Dave, let me ask you this. You brought up a good point. It takes a toll on you. What are there some injuries that you had to have to deal with? Like, because I think you.
How much time we got? How much time? No, I actually. No, I actually feel pretty good. I had both my knees replaced.
Okay.
2 years ago, I think. So, and I felt pretty good. I'm able to do more walking than I used to, because I used to get so much pain when I had because I wanted to wait as long as possible, because I didn't want to have to do it more than once. So I didn't want to have to go in, because it's a lot of trauma to your body when you get knee replacement surgery, because it's basically a chop off here, a chop off, and then stick a couple metal joints in there, and it's a tough one to come back from. But I feel pretty good.
Well, last time I saw you, Dave, you had lost a lot of weight, and I thought that was a good look for
you. Well,
they
said they weren't going to do it unless I lost a lot of weight. So I'm just trying to keep some off.
Well, you got it done, and that's the most important part.
Yeah, I got that surgery done, so that was a big thing. And I had shoulder problems, elbow problems, but that's just part and parcel of being a football player, and one that played probably a few years longer than I should have. But I wanted to make sure that I was going to try to get that Super Bowl thing, and we came close a few years, but not quite there.
Well, Dave, we're going to take one more quick break, and then we're going to come back and wrap this thing up. Don't you guys go anywhere, man. I got Dave Rimington. We're going to be right back on 93.7 The Ticket to get you happy on out.
Landmark Implement is your local authorized John Deere dealer. Landmark's trained and sales staff will help you find the right equipment for your needs at a price that's right for you, all backed by Landmark's extensive parts and service network. Whether it's a tractor, planter, combine, an easy track lawnmower, or gator, every piece of equipment in pre-owned inventory is put through a rigorous inspection so it's ready to work hard for you. Landmark's team works together to make sure everything that is sold meets their quality standards. Learn more at landmarkimp.com or stop into a local Landmark location and experience the Landmark difference.
Southeast Community College invites you to check out our spaces ahead of your official campus visit. Our virtual campus tours let you see our campuses and learn more about our programs of study. Then you can schedule your individual visit in person or virtually. Virtual tours of our campuses in Beatrice, Lincoln, or Milford, and our learning centers are online at southeast.edu/visit SCC. SCC, your path to possible.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. Not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197. Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
24/7 threat monitoring, expert tech support, streamlined communications. Allo has a solution for that. Protect your business with Allo Business. Comprehensive firewall security, Microsoft Teams voice integrated communications, cybersecurity and IT support managed by experts. From productivity to peace of mind, Allo has a solution for that. Allo means business. Protect your business by visiting allofiber.com/business.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking is no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Ready to make this season unforgettable? Celebrate with Liberty First Credit Union's low-rate debt consolidation loan. Combine all those bills into one affordable monthly payment with quick access to funds. Imagine all the extra cash for holiday shopping sprees, festive parties, or that well-deserved vacation. Stop by any of their branches or visit libertyfirstcu.com to find out more about their low-rate debt consolidation loan. Make this holiday season one to remember and celebrate with Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. And Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Back to the Get Your Happy On Hour, featuring former Husker receiver Ricky Simmons.
Hey, we're back. Hey, Ben, you say we got another comment or question over there?
Oh yeah. Someone asked, how can one get tickets to the trophy ceremony at the Rococo?
Whoa, Dave.
Well,
is that possible?
You can go to rimingtontrophy.com and it'll direct you how to get tickets, probably by calling the New York City office. But all that information will be there. I'm not sure if it's online stuff right now, but it might be. It's pretty close to being sold out. So if you want to go, jump on board. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can tell you that, and I'm pretty excited about it.
Hey, give
us a hang out with Ricky again. That's always fun. So,
hey, give us that website again.
What's that? Rimington Trophy. It's Rimington with an I, RIMINGTON, trophy.com, and something should come up about tickets. So
cool.
So
yeah, well, one thing I can actually say, I enjoy every time I come, man, and I'm looking forward to this one as well. I think it'll be nothing short of.
I hope I'm hoping we can keep this going for a few more years, and it's been a fun ride, but there's no telling how long we'll be able to do this. So I look forward to it. I won't take this for granted, and we'll just have fun when we're here. We got the opportunity anyway.
Absolutely, and I look forward to seeing people, like I said, that you don't get to see every day. I mean, that's one of the nice things about this event, and I know Tony Felici gonna be there.
Tony's been, he's been a superstar. I know Tony likes to joke around, but he's been really, really a hard worker for this event since we started it. Yeah. And he puts a lot of it on his shoulders, and he does an awesome job. And I'm so lucky to have a friend like that. We joke around, and he jokes around more than anybody. But
oh man,
seriously, he's one of the best people I've known. I mean, he is a super guy. So very, very lucky to have him as a friend, and very lucky to have you guys as friends, and you and Mike come in together. And we had, just have a blast, try to have as much fun as we possibly can.
Oh man, we always do, and I like it when Mitch Crank shows up as well.
I got to get Mitch back into the fold. I haven't seen him in a while. He's got a grandchild and grandson I think in Canada, so he's been up in Canada a lot.
Man, Mitch is always traveling somewhere. I mean,
Well, he's not doing the traveling he used to. He's going up to the Great White North up in Canada, freezing and seeing his grandchild. So I'm sure they're having a great time with his wife. So,
but Dave, so now when are you actually coming to town now?
I get in Tuesday. I usually stay a week, so I'll be Tuesday to Tuesday.
Oh, okay. Well, sounds good, man. I want to say thank you. Because Dave, you every year you make me feel welcome, and I appreciate that. And I want to say
we've been teammates, and like I said, you've always been there for me, and you've always helped me whenever you could. And so, I feel like I've been blessed with a lot of good friends, and I wish I was there and we're able to, see you guys more often. So when I get there, try to have a good time.
Well, I think more than anything, I think it's just very important that you keep doing what you're doing, man. Because sometimes, it's usually after the fact when people give credit.
The great thing about working for Boomer is that he is so serious, and like I said, this is his legacy to help his son who has cystic fibrosis. And like I said, the Rimington trophies, it makes $6-7 million. I don't even know what it is anymore. It's up there. And the organization itself, Boomer's organization, has made $150 to $170 million. And wow. That's the two old football players doing the best we can. And so I'm real happy with that. And they've come up with some good, the pharmaceutical companies have come up with stuff that we were able to fund that are now really lengthening the lifespan of people with CF. The drugs that they have are too expensive, but they're available. So if people have good insurance, they can get it. That's the problem I see right now is not everybody can afford it. So we need to get that fixed. So,
well, that's all right. You're working on it, and I think you're making a lot of progress, and that's the most important thing. It's to never give up, never to stop. Just keep going as long as we can. And like I say, it's for a great cause.
We've had a lot of fun doing it, and getting the opportunity to come back and see all my old friends is great. So it's something I want to continue doing as long as I can.
Well, Dave, as long as I can help, you let me know, and we'll make it happen. And I look forward to it every year.
Appreciate it, Ricky. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, hey, I want to say a few things before we wrap this thing up. I'm very honored to have the type of people in my life that I do have. The people that I surround myself with, I agree with Dave. You surround yourself with good people, and life seems to be a little more easier. I'm not saying it's perfect, but it makes it easier when you surround yourself with good people. And I am very blessed to have good people around me, and I don't take that for granted. So, Dave, again, man, I can't thank you enough for.
It's been fun. I love this stuff. This whole radio stuff. I like it.
Well, Dave, you shouldn't say that to people like me because now I know that you like it. You're probably gonna get asked to be on there again. So
anytime, man. Anything I do. I don't know. The stories will be the same. Probably that's the bad thing.
Right,
old football players tell the same darn stories over and over again.
That's okay. That's okay, man. You know what? Those are good times, and I'd rather focus on the good times than the negative things that's going on.
I'm hoping that we get an opportunity that the new group of Huskers come in and are able to get the same type of success that we had, because we were lucky to have that success, and it makes all the difference in the world. I have a lot of confidence in the leadership there with Coach Rule, and I think Trev Alberts has done a superb job. And I thought, the icing on the cake was when he had the volleyball game. And that was something that he liked. When I was there for that short time, I have never told anybody this, but that was the year they won the national championship, and I was thinking there's got to be a way that we can, because attendants are limited to the facility there. And I like,
Right.
if you could put a volleyball game in that stadium, I'm sure it would sell out. But the way they did it they brought in all the colleges in Nebraska, and everybody benefited from it. I couldn't implement that. I didn't have that as an idea at all, but the idea of bringing people in was something I thought about. But my goodness, they went in and they couldn't do it any better than they did it. I mean, the fans in Nebraska they're super. I mean, there is, for the amount of success we had as a football team, they continue to show up and do whatever they can to help this state. So, you got to give kudos to the fans that have been through a lot, and they continue to come in. And I think that we're in good shape right now with the leadership there. I feel real good about it.
Well, hey, Dave, look, we're out of time, but you know what? I look forward to seeing you, man. Everybody, I want y'all to understand something. I wrap my show up the same way every time. Every day that you blessed to say is just another day in paradise. And no matter what, you got to get your happy on.
Get your happy on. I would dance with you, but I'm an offensive lineman. I just...
Y'all have a great night.
Weeble, swabble, but they don't fall down,
All right. Thanks again, Dave.
All right, Ricky. Thank you, man. We'll see you.
I'll see you soon.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. And Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Landmark Implement is your local authorized John Deere dealer. Landmark's trained and certified sales staff will help you find the right equipment for your needs at a price that's right for you, all backed by Landmark's extensive parts and service network. Whether it's a tractor, planter, combine, an easy track lawnmower, or gator, every piece of equipment in pre-owned inventory is put through a rigorous inspection so it's ready to work hard for you. Landmark's team works together to make sure everything is sold meets their quality standards. Learn more at landmarkimp.com or stop into a local Landmark location and experience the Landmark difference.
24/7 threat monitoring, expert tech support, streamlined communications. Allo has a solution for that. Protect your business with Allo Business. Comprehensive firewall security, Microsoft Teams voice-integrated communications, cybersecurity and IT support managed by experts. From productivity to peace of mind, Allo has a solution for that. Allo means business. Protect your business by visiting allofiber.com/business.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
Attention all Wings fans. 89 cent wings